we're back at it. I've been radio silent over the last few months. There's a reason for that. It's not just because of the Cowboys' inability to do anything. I think the last time I came on here was when the draft was going on, but when I was denied entry and all. Uh, so let me get into the Micah Parsons bullshit, and then I'll get into just where I've been at mentally, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Micah Parsons, he's, you know, like a week or two ago, he said, it's just the process. It's really frustrating, but it's like, okay, so he seems to know this is like how it works, and that Jerry Jones is just on his bullshit, and he likes to basically essentially pimp out his players just for more, more time on the front page of the news, just to stay in the forefront of conversation, um, in the NFL. But today it looks like that he's had enough. He's had enough with the team. He's had enough with being a Cowboy in general because of just really the disrespect. And it is disrespectful because Jerry Jones, he can't even be fucked to learn Micah Parsons' agent's name, which is probably why Micah Parsons went directly to Stephen Jones about this, as he said himself in the note that he posted, as opposed to the owner slash GM of the team. He went to his son instead. And, Stephen Jones, he probably he probably has already been delegated the role of GM. That probably happened a long ass time ago. Probably even the role as owner too. I'm not sure. I don't even want to pretend like I'm aware of what the fuck is going on in the front office of this goddamn clown show uh, that is the Dallas Rodeo fucking Clowns. But yeah, the Cowboys are cowboying again with this bullshit, the mismanagement of dealing with your fucking players, dealing with your stars, and Micah Parsons. I don't like him just because I don't think he provides anything good to the culture of the Cowboys, in my opinion. But then again, it's like, what can you do if you're in the player spot when you have this fucking drunk captain steering the Titanic into the iceberg over and over again? I understand that. Um, it's just sad, and I'm glad that players like CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs are letting the front office know about it. You know, money is money. Money's great. Money's a fun fucking thing. Um, I'm going to be making some money in my new job this year, so I'm really excited about that. But it gets to the point to where you have to realize that these players are people, and believe it or not, some people deserve some sort of respect for what they do for you, for the services that they provide, and that you shouldn't, dangle a contract extension in front of their face like they're fucking jingle keys just because you want more publicity. It's really fucked up. And that's kind of just that's just kind of abuse towards the player. And like the mentality that I get from this team is just so bad. Like you can play clips all you fucking want to all day long about the Cowboys, they're playing around wearing costumes and shit in, training camp and whatever, and you're showing all these highlights of George Pickens, and then the annual highlight, right, of Cavante Turpin getting a deep ball throw from Dak Prescott for a touchdown, only to never see that shit happen in a regular season game, let alone a postseason game. That shit would never happen. Um, it's just, it's so unbelievably distasteful. Just the sheer disrespect that the Jones family has for players and how they view players as just advertisements, basically. You know what I mean? It, just an advertisement for the team and nothing else. They get no other respect, further than that. And I really don't understand the outrage from the fan base. The fans are so heated about this, considering that this is the product that they keep spending money on. This is the product, and this isn't a new thing. This has been happening for the last 29 years, soon to be 30 years. This has been going on for the last 29 fucking seasons, and you still open your wallets. You still buy tickets. You still buy jerseys. And meanwhile, you have you have people that share the same mentality as I don't even remember that fucking dude's name that I made a video on, demonizing and vilifying Cowboys fans who want to see more from their team, who want to have standards. This is exactly what you fucking get. Because this is the product. This is the product. This is exactly what happens when you don't want standards and you're completely satisfied with just fucking seeing CeeDee Lamb doing his fucking TikTok fucking touchdown celebration dance, and that's good enough for you to open your pockets and give more money to this fucking team while we're producing absolutely zero fucking, just no wins, nothing of value whatsoever in the postseason. But you guys are perfectly happy with seeing stat padding, pretty regular season records, 3 straight 12-5 seasons, right? That's exactly why Mike McCarthy got fucking cut the year after that, right? So how far does this really go? And what's the payoff for this? Well, this is the payoff that you get right here. The payoff of just accepting regular season bullshit and being satisfied with stats and revenue and viewer count and nothing else. This is exactly what you get. Because that's the reality. It's just treating players like shit. Yes, even your favorite players like shit. And I'm fully aware that the Dallas Cowboys said that they have zero intent on trading him. Well, right now, Micah Parsons, he's all talk. But right now, Micah Parsons seems like he has no intentions of stepping on the football field, and he fucking shouldn't. And I really hope that other Cowboy players join him so that you guys can see how bad the culture is here. So you guys can see how toxic the Jones family really are. So that maybe y'all can finally fucking stop resorting to, oh, well, as long as, we look good on the field, I'm happy. I'm done with the casuals. Casual standards give you mediocre results, and we are the fucking champions at that. So I'm really happy to see this. I didn't think it would ever come to this on it. Like, I really thought it would just be smooth sailing to the regular season opener versus Philadelphia, and we signed Micah Parsons like the day before, but I didn't think this was going to happen. Could this be more bullshit? Could this just be like another pony show? Maybe, but man, all the players are getting involved in this. All the players they're calling out the front office. So I don't this they could be secret masterminds and they're scripting this whole thing to create like more clicks so that people pay more attention to the Cowboys. But it gets to the point to where I think we're giving these people too much credit cuz they're kind of fucking dumb because yeah, Jerry Jones he really just cares about money and that's it. But if he was such a little evil mastermind and he wanted to do everything to maximize as much like profit as humanly possible, then he would have signed Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry would have blown up our Dallas Cowboys pro shops all over the country. But he didn't. He didn't because he really just doesn't give a fuck. He's fine with where he is and he doesn't want to put in any more effort and he's just generally bad at what he does in general, him and his shit ass nepo baby ass son. Okay, so um as far as the Micah thing, that's really all I have to say about that. um I've been gone, I've been absent for the last few months. I've been, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The amount of trainings and the amount of orientations that I've been to of people just repeating the same shit and doing the same routine fucking over and over again. I'm brand new to this world, so that's why I'm complaining about it. It's just it's so draining and it takes the entire day when most of the content could have just been in a fucking email in all honesty. um, a lot of it is just wasted time because of incompetence even at just the even at a supposedly higher level of profession. It's just the lack of competency is still there. The lack of preparedness is still there, which is really disappointing because it just wastes people's fucking time and energy, right? Um, but it's not just that, but it's just been I've had to encounter like thoughts. I've had to question some things that I never thought I would have to question. Um, One of them is, do I like the look of this hat or not? I just wanted a colorful, bucket hat. I like bucket hats. Why not? I only had the denim one. But on a more serious note, the you guys know that over the last few years, all I've been bitching about day like live stream in and live stream out has just been about culture and the importance of it and the importance of standards, the importance of not being complacent, not settling, not when you're faced with criticism, you should address the criticism. When you're being asked a question, you should answer the fucking question. You don't divert to something else. You don't immediately start throwing out excuses and throw everybody else but yourself under the bus. Because, that kind of, there's a thing called accountability, and it's part of being a grown up, where you have to face your problems like a fucking adult. And that is just something that there's just none of that. Not just for the Cowboys, but for this whole goddamn country. And that's what it boils down to. Probably the whole world, but especially in America. Especially in America. You know, and this is going to dive into like politics and shit. So if you guys want to leave, I'm not going to talk about football anymore. You can just head out. Um, we always like I always knew that politics is bullshit. I grew up very, very conservative. I was homeschooled and I'm in Texas. So, and I'm in a Christian family. So obviously that was going to happen. Right. Um, and then I'll just walk y'all through it. I was following, like, I was watching the news with my parents and shit. I was following, like, some news pages, and I was following some also conservative pages that kind of aligned with like what my values were at the time as like a 16, 17-year old, especially when the 2016 election was going on. Um, and I listen to what people say, and I'm really genuinely interested. This is what sucks about being genuinely interested and being genuinely invested in what people have to say about certain things. This is what sucks about being genuinely interested about what people have to say about certain topics is you want to correct the wrong, you know? And that's just too much fucking energy to commit. Um, to just see the fucking waves and millions and millions and millions of fucking people, the millions of people um, who will just say shit, um, even people that are considered reputable, people that are considered trustworthy and resourceful for like information or whatever, you know. I mean, in 2019, like November 2019, I had enough of it and I wanted to disassociate from not just being conservative, but just politics in general, because the left side wasn't fucking any better. Why would I go there? So I just straight up just went with being apolitical. I unfollowed those like conservative pages, and they were fucking, I knew that they were fucking weirdos back then too, because they would literally imitate Trump. They would literally try to sound like and try to talk like Trump, because they would always make their points like this, and they would try to mimic his hand gestures and like the same the same fucking propaganda that they want to spew and whatever. I just thought that was creepy as fuck. So I unfollowed them. I unfollowed the news pages, and I'm just, I'm out of it. Um, I still keep my basic morals of just don't fuck with anybody. You treat people with respect, and you hold people accountable for the bad shit that they do, the horrible jobs that they do, regardless of status, regardless of how many fucking houses they own, regardless of how much fucking property they're invested in, right? Um, Accountability should be a thing no matter who it is. I read this like a few months ago. Like, I believe it was Sweden. It was some European country. Um, it was some other country, and the tickets that you receive for speeding is proportionate to how much money you make, which makes sense, right? Because if somebody like, I don't know, if some like A-list celebrity, or if some just some rich asshole in general is caught speeding and he only gets like a $350 ticket, who the fuck cares, right? Like, that doesn't mean anything. That's not accountability. It's equal, but it's not. holding people accountable who should be held accountable like everybody else. It doesn't mean anything to them. If I got a speeding ticket, that would mean something to me. That would hurt. But it doesn't fucking hurt anybody that's like in the 1% or whatever, right? And just seeing the lack of accountability overall, fucking anywhere you look in the political aisle. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, left, right, and center, nobody's being fucking held accountable for shit. And whenever you do, whenever you do criticize people who deserve to be criticized, their number one answer is, oh, well, it was okay when blank did this. Yeah, but you also bitched when the other side was doing that. But now you're okay with it because, oh, well, the person that's doing it is wearing the same fucking color jersey as you are. They're wearing the same color shirt as you are. So now suddenly you don't give a fuck. You're okay with it as long as the person you're supporting is doing it. And all that causes is lowering the standards more and more and more and more because both sides are avoiding accountability because they always just pass it on to the other side, right? So the standards just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper until you get to the point to where we are now, where you're like, how the fuck could it get any worse than it is right now? How the fuck can the standard get any lower than it is right now when we have people protecting pedophiles? When you make America, when you make the country a literal sanctuary and the capital of the world for elite child rapists, how much fucking lower can this possibly get? And then to demonize people. And this is just going to be a political rant the whole time if you're joining in and you're new. I already spoke about the Parson shit. I don't care. I'm just talking about where I've been at just over the last, few months. Demonizing people, vilifying people who want to hold these people accountable, even people that are part of your own base. You're vilifying them and saying that they're stupid for wanting to see these people be held accountable. Isn't that some shit? And you have people whose brains are literally just a fucking hamster running on a wheel saying, oh, well, Biden didn't release the list. That only makes sense. That would only make sense if you were of the opinion that Biden isn't also on that list, which believe whatever the fuck you want, but at this point, I think that everybody in Washington, left, right, and center, is on that fucking list. At this point, because you can't trust them. Just everybody wants to divert from this. Everybody wants to take the attention. It doesn't make sense for any of those sides to want to release the list because it incriminates all of them. So that's why we're never going to get it. That's why we're never going to get it from the administration of transparency. So this is what our identity is now. We protect child rapists now. And that's not even to get into throwing out people who are 60% less likely to commit crimes in the US compared to the average native-born citizen. That's not even to get into throwing out people who, majority of them are good people who don't eat neighborhood dogs and cats. The majority of them are good people who work for pennies on the dollar, work their fucking asses off, and are beneficial for our communities and our society in general, and then we just label them as like criminals. We love to generalize, and we just consider all of them fucking criminals. And again, this isn't. I already talked about the Cowboys. I'm just getting into political shit that's been bothering me. I'm just ranting. If you don't want to hear about any of this, you can click off. That's fine. Um, like, this is the way I see it. If they're working and they don't commit violent crimes and they're just they're good for our communities and they're honest, hardworking people that don't live like 100% off of like government handouts or whatever, and we benefit from them being here, those are the people that you want to call Americans. Those are the people that you want to have here. Those are the people that you should be on your hands and knees fucking asking them, pleading them to be here, to strengthen our communities and our society and shit like that, because Lord knows we're not going to get the fucking moral compass that they have from people in Washington, right? But instead we call them monsters. Instead we demonize them, we vilify them, we call all of them fucking criminals, and we say that all of them eat neighborhood dogs and cats. You don't throw those people out like they're fucking trash, dude. You don't fucking demonize these people. You don't treat them like shit just because, oh, well, they didn't go through the whole process, to a T, which supposedly Elon didn't either, but everyone wants to dick ride him, right? You work with those people. You work with those people directly and try to speed up the process and just put it behind you. You don't fucking throw those people away, dude, because those are the people that you want to represent your country. Those are the people that you want in your communities to make your country safer. Well, we had open borders and we were letting in fucking criminals and insane people from other countries. We had open borders for 4 years, so why didn't the crime rate go up? Criminals are prone to crime, right? I mean, I'm not all for like open borders or anything. I'm not all for just saying fuck it, let everybody in, who cares? You want some process, right? See, that's something called nuance. Something that neither side wants to fucking acknowledge whatsoever, right? You want some process, obviously, but what fucking message do you think this sends when you're throwing away people who are honest, good, fucking hardworking, not committing violent crimes, not living 100% off of like government handouts and shit, and they're providing to your community? What fucking message do you think that sends? And now, and even if we were to ignore that, even if we were to ignore just throwing people out just because we fucking hate them and we want to demonize and make up fucking lies about them, we want to protect child rapists. We want to become the capital of the world. We want to become the sanctuary in the world for child rapists. And now we want to fucking pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. Now we want to pardon fucking Diddy. This is why compassion is important. The woke shit. This is why compassion is important. Because that builds a good culture. What fucking culture do we have when we want to pardon Diddy, pardon Ghislaine, and protect the most notorious elite child rapists. It's hard it's hard for me to stay so focused on the whole sell the team movement. It's hard for me to stay invested on wanting to turn our culture around as the Dallas Cowboys fan base. It's hard to keep that tunnel vision when the place that you're living at is for protecting child rapists and wants to throw out decent people that didn't do anything wrong. Well, they entered the country illegally. You work with those people. If they didn't commit any violent crimes, if they're not living 100% off of fucking government handouts and shit, and they're working their asses off, and we're benefiting from that work clearly because ICE was told to stop deporting people who are working at hotels, restaurants, and fucking farms. You want to keep those people because you want a positive society. You want a positive culture. And I don't know how I can just focus on the culture of a football team in general and talk about how toxic that is and ignore everywhere else fucking surrounding that team. Look at the entire country right now. And you can't say anything about it because it's always somebody else's fault. I'm telling y'all, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm not fucking staying here. You How can you get mad at Gen Z and Gen Alpha for not being patriotic? How can you get mad at them when 86% of them say that they're not patriotic when we're defending child rapists now. We're defending pedophiles now. And you expect me to be proud of this place still. You expect me to be happy living here. I'm not gonna fucking die here. I can't do it. So, I'm still gonna make Cowboys content. I'm still gonna try to keep that tunnel vision so that it can distract me from the objective evil that this country celebrates and embraces so much. And I know that evil exists everywhere else in the world, but it is not nearly as tolerated, let alone accepted, let alone celebrated as it is right here. It's fucking disgusting. I want to have kids one day. I want my kids to grow up with a fucking moral compass, and they're not gonna fucking get that shit here. So, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't even have an idea where yet. But it the values, the real values of this place is not suitable for me. I can't do it. Because no matter what you criticize, it's always somebody else's fault and you have to be on our team. It's epic when we do it because they did it first. They're the real problem. We're just piggybacking off of it. And that's okay. So that's been my world over since the last time I made a live stream. I can't even remember. That's just where I've been at. I'm sure a lot of people um, relate. I'm sure a lot of people probably disagree, but it's just there's there's such a clear and obvious line of morality that all you have to do to not fucking cross it is to just stop for a second before you believe something uncritically and just think for a moment, would this be okay if the roles were reversed? It's that fucking simple, and the amount of people who are not capable of critical thinking, who are not capable of doing something as easy as that, and they just listen to they get all their information from American news media, which has always been a fucking joke, by the way. How can you expect me to stay? It's the same question that I have for Cowboys fans. How can you expect young Cowboys fans to stay when this is the product, when this is the culture of just celebrating being a fucking loser, celebrating being a fucking Cro-Magnon? So that's my woke rant. I'm gonna enjoy my Friday. I'm gonna do something to take my mind off of this. Hey, Jerry, thank you so much. Hey, it's already hard enough just living here. It's hard enough just living in this place as is. And you insist on making our lives more difficult. You insist on making our lives and these players' lives more difficult and more fucking complicated than it needs to be. We really appreciate that. Thank you so fucking much. You're providing such great entertainment. What a great businessman you are. So much integrity. So much fucking. So much pride that I feel, with this team, right? So much pride I have wearing this. That's why it's always fucking tucked in. So, with that being said, you guys have an enjoyable Friday. I hope you have a very enjoyable weekend and do stuff that distracts you from the horrors of whatever the fuck reality is right now. The latest South Park episode really helped bring some light to this, bring some humor to this. So at the very least, we can feel like we can laugh at it a little bit. Don't sell out your fucking morals. I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. Just don't change for other people. Don't change because some dude on the TV wearing a fucking gallon of hair gel sitting on his head is waving his finger at your face and screaming, "Your children!" a billion times over and over again for the last decade. Don't change for people. Don't change your values. Don't change who you are. Read, educate, fucking work out, stay active, do something to just stay active and stay healthy and stay sharp in between the years. I need to do better at that. I'm the last person to give that advice, but it's just kind of where I'm at. I'm going to be working 3 jobs this fall, so it might be difficult for me to upload consistently. I had a real problem with that last year too. Um, I'm gonna do my best because I still enjoy doing this. I still enjoy getting my thoughts out about this dumpster fire of a fucking team. And have a good weekend.